Welcome to the final part of the 5 mistakes you are making on LinkedIn, what I call the LinkedIn training for professionals, experienced professionals, founders, and academics. Now, LinkedIn section profile review to determine if you are projecting the right value message that will attract them, that is the kind of people you want to see you in a certain light. Now, let's go right into this, because I know time is not on your ends. Let's first start with what are the global opportunities that are possible for you to attract through LinkedIn, the global opportunity that you might be seeking. Number one thing or top of that list for most people is always flexible remote global jobs. Flexible remote global jobs. And I'll be sharing my screen with you in a bit to walk you through that on LinkedIn. Now, the second thing you may be seeking is clients and partnerships. That one is a thing that you now have. In fact, that is where, especially if you're a thought leader, you're watching this, or you're someone that is a founder, you're watching this, that is where your game of article writing needs to be right on top. Because in the case of jobs, you may be able to even apply for it. Like, instead of me trying to attract, by the way, I teach my clients to attract jobs. You saw what Oak said about I attracted the attention of the recruiter of headhunters. Because when you attract those opportunities, you have the negotiating power. I push my clients to negotiate for a higher pay, higher working condition, or better flexible working conditions and things like that. But of course, I also show them how to search for these jobs and apply for the ones they want. I have clients that have applied to WHO, UNICEF, and things like that. Now, appointment to boards. This particular one is also the game. Remember, what I teach is about professionals who have experience, who can attract opportunities to themselves. Appointment to boards. Why should we even be sitting on boards? Apart from the fact that some of these boards, they pay us, it is just one of those things that it establishes the fact that we have gotten to leadership level when we are being appointed to board. Now, features in media, of course, as I can't even, trust me, the features in US Instant Magazine, Tepedia, and some of those in Voice of Canada has accelerated some of the things I wanted to do quickly. So the fact that I'm being featured, it gives me some opportunities that an ordinary person may not be able to have if they don't have those features. Now, awards are also things that by the time you position yourself on LinkedIn, when it's time for people to give awards, I was applying for an award recently with an XDG something. And trust me, the first thing they ask me for is my LinkedIn profile to actually view if I deserve this award or not. So it is important that you know that you can attract awards, but your LinkedIn profile plays a significant role. Now, volunteering positions like Abel Akole from Cameroon attracted her for the Hello Tomorrow Summit in Paris in March of 2024. Now, international conferences, especially if you're in the academia, invitation to speak, to present your papers and things like that. Of course, also for thought leaders, this also applies. These can be attracted because for Professor Fumi, for instance, I know she got that speaking engagement for the UNEP UNDP thing by attracting. She got this job. They interviewed her from the UK within a day. They reached out to her because she's in the environmental space and things like that. She also got this UNESCO fellowship. Even if that is not what this framework is for, we don't teach it for scholarship. But she was able to apply the knowledge of my framework to do the same thing for a UNESCO scholarship. So these are 7 opportunities. Are there things that my client have gotten aside these 7 years? For instance, one of my clients who worked with me, I think in 2023, got a grant, a business grant, $5,000 US. And what did she do? She attracted the attention of one of those people that were in her space, and the person sent her a link. And by the way, she was a full-time professional, no business, she just had a business idea. She applied for that business thing with an idea, and she said to me, Jerry, when you asked me, I knew that there was nothing I could pitch, but because she had been implementing all I taught her on GOP, which is to write articles around this and that, she said all I could pitch was for them to look at my LinkedIn profile. That was my opening line, this, take a look at it on my LinkedIn profile, and that's how she got the $5,000. So you can imagine if the power of her LinkedIn profile was enough for her. I always say, or I used to say before her, that my PPP framework is not for business grant, or it's not for a grant. You have to apply for a grant. But I realized with her that same thing I realized with Professor Fumi, that she could use to apply for a fellowship and things like that. So people have used the framework based on their understanding of it to apply for other things aside these 7 things. But I'm just saying these are the ones that I'm very certain that a couple of, like when you say, it has happened for people repeatedly. Now I'm going to share my screen with you and walk you through the first category, which is flexible jobs, which is what most people are looking to get from LinkedIn, apart from the other 6, such as client partnership, which I've said almost every other one below that. It is through attraction, which is what most people that ever coach you on LinkedIn cannot deliver to you. They don't know how to teach you to attract opportunities, just to search for the jobs and apply for them. Now let me walk you through the first category and let's see what you can get. Now this is the workshop style where I'm sharing my screen with you, my LinkedIn profile in my home. When you get to home, this is my home. I could click on this and to show you my LinkedIn profile. Now on the home, many people don't even know that there's what you call article, because I've been talking about article for positioning and things like that. They don't know where this article writing thing is. This is right where it is. Until you're on a laptop, you can't see that function. On a mobile, you can only do regular posts. So I encourage you to actually sit on a laptop and click on the article writing and see what it looks like. Please note that the skill of article writing is what you probably will not find someone to teach you. I've actually tried to look for people that could teach it to other people in my absence. I couldn't find. So trust me, and many people that have come on my program that have learned one thing or the other to say, oh, no wonder my article was not working. I have one of my clients that worked with me, she's based in the US. She had worked with a very top coach in Nigeria, or a very top person that people say, oh, this person is really good, and the person thought that this is what you need to do to this, and the person said you need to write articles. But where the problem was, the person said, I just know you need to write LinkedIn articles, but no one could teach her the framework. So she had to come and pay me to actually show her the framework to use, and she was like, oh wow, like this is what this person that paid several $1,000s could not teach me. I said, because not many people understand how the LinkedIn article that works. Now that is the article. So going to the job section, if you go to the home page of your LinkedIn, you'll see something right at the top, which is jobs. If you click on that jobs, it's going to load and it's going to show you something like this. Because I have optimized my LinkedIn to bring me the kind of opportunities that I want. So if I go to my job section, it is typically sending me certain opportunities that align with what I'm trying to position for currently. Okay, so now I'm just going to do this search. Click on the search bar. For instance, if you are in another thing that I see people have challenges with when they are looking for a job is they do not know what they call the titles of certain jobs, especially emerging jobs in the international space. So if you're that person that you're even confused to say, I don't even know the kind of thing I should be searching for, I just know I have this experience. For instance, you have experience in let me say you've been in the pharmaceutical industry and you want to start working remotely. You are knowing that if you are in the factory, you cannot work remotely in the factory. But you know that if you transition to project management in the health sector, you are, so what you should be probably searching for is probably health projects manager. That is what you should be using as a search word. And I like to use United States as a primary place for remote jobs when I'm searching. So I just Google I put my search on United States and it shows me 44,000 open health project manager in the United States. Now if it is showing you this interface, depending on your level of experience, probably you've upskilled. If you've not upskilled in this thing, please go to Skill for Work Academy, which is iTrain Africa's upskilling section. This is an advanced program that is a global opportunity program, an advanced program. If you need to get skills on how to work remotely, you need to take the foundational program, which is a workplace foundational skills program at the Skill for Work Academy. Just check that out. Look for iTrain Africa on Instagram, or Skill for Work Academy, or Skill for Work. Look through what I'm talking about. We call it the Remote Workers Program. That is a program that you probably need to first take to get the skills that you will need to work remotely before you are then attracting the opportunities that you need to work remotely. But then let's go through this. Now let's assume you're already upskilled, you have the skill, you are probably at internship, entry level, associate. Choose your level. I'm going to choose associate to filter. It is showing me there are 1,000 jobs at the associate level, open. Now you can also now say I want it remote, right? I want it remote, and you click on remote. How many jobs? There are 137 associate jobs that are open in project management, and then you can go through the requirements of these jobs and make sure, okay, I tick this, I tick this, I tick that, I tick that. That is basically how to search well for a job on LinkedIn, or any job of your choice. And you can also change the country. You can decide to change this to Europe. Right, let's change this to Europe, and you can see that European Union, and it's going to give us an array. These are 190 associate jobs. If you say, okay, maybe I don't want associate, I want entry level and associate, there are 271 jobs that are remote, and you can decide, why do I like to use US? US is mandated to display the amount of money that you can earn from that role. Now let's go back to my slide. Now that I've shown you, there are other things I explain on my program, such as using easy apply jobs and different things, different tricks and this thing, but I need to actually go back and continue my slide. Now that I've shown you what you can do, where you can find articles on LinkedIn, like where you can start writing articles, how you can search for jobs, how to find your this thing, let's move on to the next slide and let's see, what do we already know based on what I've taught you in the last couple of videos? You know that LinkedIn is your 21st century CV. Let's establish that. Since you started watching these videos, a series of videos, about 320 people have been hired through LinkedIn since started watching this, because this is about like I said, about an hour 45 minutes plus. 8 people, because why? 8 people get hired on LinkedIn every minute. That is the statistic I said. It will shock you. Every minute 8 people are getting hired. The question is, are you one of those 8? How do you get to be one of those people? Now you can access 1 billion professional profiles globally. That helps you expand your network, and we all know that your network is your net worth. That is one of the things I've also shown you today. Now you also know that you first need to have clarity about the profile you want to build for yourself. Before even building the profile, optimizing the platform that the profile is going to be present, and then strategically positioning in front of those that have the opportunities that you desire. I also covered that there is something called my unique PPP framework. You will not find it on Google. I developed that framework myself. I've used it for several people, and it is working. It is working. Not just it has worked, it is working. What do you need to remember? I have worked with professionals from across 27 plus roles, 10 plus sectors, from the oil and gas to the HR. Name it, I have worked with professionals, and 90% of those who implement get results. You can check it out. Right? They are verifiable claims. And no, I work with people that are happy to show their faces. I put a couple of their faces on this slide. People work with me from diverse backgrounds, from Cameroon to Ghana to the United States to UK to Ontario, Canada, to everywhere. People of black origin work with me from everywhere. Some of my clients, Professor Charles, I think Dr. Charles has 2+ years of experience. Feminists who have 20+ years of experience. Professor Fumi has over 20 years of experience in the academia. He has 13+ years in marketing and transition to Agile coach. If you started working with me and moved to Australia, she started to end, like, you can find Evie's video on my Instagram wall where she was talking about she cannot even collect $10,000 per month again for a role. That is the power of getting, like she told me about it. I should come and pay you tight because I feel like I did not pay you for what I got from you. I should come and pay you tight after this. My website, Chikamara of Miracles Organics. You can go and Google them. Reach out to them if you want. They will answer you because they are ever happy to talk about how your life can be transformed through the programs I need. Now, you will say, okay, what exactly do I need, or what do I not need to be able to get results if I join the GOP? You do not need to have a large following. Augusta had 163. Lola had 50 when she started working with me, and Lola I think by Friday we worked on the profile. On Monday she had attracted an opportunity. By Wednesday she had attracted another opportunity based in the US. You don't need to show up every day. I don't even show up on my LinkedIn every day. Despite I teach about it, I don't show up every day. You need to show up. You're a busy person. I will not teach you things that will require you to show up every day. It is not sustainable. Now, you don't have to be a professional writer. I teach you proven steps, like paragraph 1, write this. In your industry, write this. I teach you proven steps that you can create your own writing journey from the beginning, and it is going to work. You do not need 6 months. I just said somebody used 3 days, another person used 3 weeks, another person used 5 days. I think my word then, 5 days a company was reaching out to her to come and be their CFO and all that. They were coming into Africa. Augusta, someone reached out to her and said, come and join our oil and gas. At this time, Augusta was an oil and gas. She had worked in Schlumberger. She didn't need a job, but they were still reaching out to her. She said people she had respected in her industry before were reaching out to her. She could not believe it. If you said, Dorian, is this witchcraft? As in, how is this happening so fast? I said, it is because you have now built a profile, optimized a platform. They can see the value you bring to the table. People run after value. Now, you do not need to show up live to take the course. That is GOP. Like I said, Hope paid for the course. We delivered the courses to her. She is watching it. The only thing she is waiting for right now is the support on the program. When the batch, why do we even call it the batch? Because I want to give bonus support for this program. So I do bonus support 3 times in a year to support that. Okay, if you bought between this time and this time, I will offer support to you across 6 weeks at this particular time. That is what we call batches. So if you want to get your journey started right now, you should just say, I want to enroll right now. We deliver the 2 courses that covers the PPP framework. What the workshop covers is the maximizing the opportunities. Now, you do not need to have abroad friends, because I always say, it's because you have friends. You do not need to have abroad friends. Look, I have worked with a lot of people to know that they didn't need to have abroad friends to attract these opportunities. You don't need to be just one thing. Even though for anything, you see how many things I've been in my lifetime, and I've attracted opportunities in the academia, in the entrepreneurship, in my professional life, with different aspects of my life. But I show you how to do that on the program successfully. Many people are doing it the wrong way. They will put content creators /this/that. It is the wrong approach to it. There is a way to be many things and still use your LinkedIn to attract opportunities. You don't have to have clarity before you come to me. Many the most challenge people have with various coaches is that I don't have clarity, and because you don't have clarity, you don't know what to optimize your LinkedIn for. I don't even do done for you, so it doesn't matter how much you pay me. People pay me millions for coaching program to work with me one-on-one, and they still have to queue up on the line, right? But I'm saying even for that, I do done with you program. I never do done for you, which is why I have the GOP in such a way that I can take a number of professionals at the same time than the same cohort, because I have seen the benefit of the network they build together in that program. Now, again, you can go and read up about these people. This is Evie Osobase, who I said had moved to Australia, who is earning over $10,000 after working with me, I think in 2021. You can go and read up about. The funny thing is, when Evie was working with me, she lent it in August. In September, she said, I'm going to make my money back from my friends at that time. Then she collected $200 each from 2 of her friends to do their LinkedIn profile for them, because ours had worked within 6 weeks, and she did it, and she was like, I've collected money back from my program, and I was just smiling. This is someone who had worked across 3 countries, or 3 countries before she came to me, but then she needed the help, and she went ahead to use it for so many other things, including leaving the country. Now, this is Akonde Babajide. I think he worked with me toward the end of, if you worked with me in 2021, Akonde Babajide worked with me in 2023. I think, I've even actually lost track of some of these people, right? This is Augusta Evans. Also, she's in the based out of the country right now. She did after a 3 hours revamp of her profile. Augusta worked with me one-on-one. I think people she needs to look up to in the industry were reaching out to her. That's why she had 163 LinkedIn connections. So if that is your fear, and she's over 40, right? Because we say, it is age, it is this. I say, no, Like, trust me, what I need is your experience. If I needed something else, I will ask you for something else. There's Aisha Muhammad. I remember she came on my LinkedIn profile. She said, I'm a mother of 7. I work in the public servant. Everything was against me. And she said to me, she said, GOP is one of the most beneficial programs I enrolled in. She enrolled in 2023. This is Zainab Adio, who is, by the way, my sister. And this is the reason. Zainab is the reason I created the GOP program in the first place. Prior to this time, I just used to work with professionals that could afford to pay me millions, like a one-on-one. And she said to me, some of us are at that stage where we just have a couple of years of experience and we need the knowledge you have. Can you create it in such a program that you can take many people at once? And that is why I created the GOP program. She was the reason I created the GOP program, because she had appealed for me to put the knowledge in such a way that a lot of people could get access to it at a time. Now, Zainab had put open to work on her profile for over a year. She had paid someone to optimize her CV. No opportunity was coming to her. Then I said, you know what? And she paid me for the program, by the way. She was the very first person that paid me for the GOP program when I created it. And she went ahead to do this. And I remember I was not even where she was at that time, and she sent me a WhatsApp and said, Auntie Joy, it is working. That's why I had the BSc. I had listed all those things on my profile. No one was reaching out to me. With my 2 years of work experience, I did this thing in February, and by April week 1, someone was reaching out to me on LinkedIn to say, come for interview. She's like, Auntie Joy, even if it does not work, I know for sure that that process you taught me works, even with my 2 years of experience. Now, I have shown you what the possibilities are. You can go to our website and go and read more. I don't want to bore you with the kind of things that are possible. Now, what next? If you are ready to actually go on that journey of being visible and not just hiding with all the experience you have, you first need to fill the form, because I need to take a look at what you are bringing to the table. I also need to take a look at your LinkedIn profile. My team is going to do that, and we're going to send you an email and say, okay, you are approved, you can go ahead and enroll. Fill the form. That is what is next for you. Now, another thing could be next is, oh, I have already filled the form, I would like to enroll, or I need further clarification. Please send us a message on WhatsApp. Someone is going to be attending to you. Just use this number to send out a message, voice note, text message. We will attend to you and walk you through. Now, you could be the third category. I don't need clarification. I've clicked the link below this link. I've read through the LinkedIn page. I know this is a program I want to enroll. Please go ahead and use the link under this video to enroll, and we will love to see you in the next batch of this program. Now, if you're in the fourth category and you're saying, Dr. AAA, which is what many people call me, by the way, what is that deep about LinkedIn optimization? It's not that deep. Why do I even have to pay for it? After I can Google it. Just let me tell you something. My knowledge is not on Google. I use, like, even if you are going to find someone today who can teach you about LinkedIn optimization, he can teach you my framework of 5-step framework, and they will teach you LinkedIn optimization that most likely will not convert. Because what I have, I'm not a LinkedIn coach, I'm a global opportunities expert. There are 10 categories of global opportunities. I have won 9, from awards to internships to innovation labs to business labs. You can, my full profile is on that page. You can go and read it up. I didn't want to bore you with it. That is why I summarized at the beginning. You can go and read it up. I have won a lot of things that's taken me across 5 continents. I'm a global opportunities expert. I'm not sure there's any other person that is an academic, an entrepreneur, a professional that can teach you all the things around that. Now, I'm not sure. Now, why is this important to you? Why am I the best chef for you? I just told you that. Why is this important for you? Why is this entire process of building a profile and optimizing very important to you? I want you to remember something. You cannot sell yourself if you lack clarity about who you are, which is why the beginning of my program about clarity is the most, like, I feel like this is the most unique part of this program. You need to be clear. Many people optimize a LinkedIn profile for the things they have no business optimizing in. You will see someone, I remember working with an ex-presidential aspirant. Yes, I work with top people like that. And he was trying to optimize for the most recent thing he was interested in. And I said, no, we are going to optimize you for this particular other thing, because this is what is going to bring you the kind of thing, goal you want. Now, again, number 2, people only offer you global opportunities because of your perceived value. Look, your perceived value, not necessarily because you have better value. It is your perceived value, right? Number 3, the people offered global opportunities are not necessarily the best people. They're the people who have shown that they bring value to the table. You may have it and you're telling yourself, I have all this thing, I'll go and do it myself. Guess what? You do not understand how to showcase it in the right way, and you will struggle. Number 4, your LinkedIn platform needs to be working for you while you sleep. If it is not doing that job while you sleep, all you have is a paper CV, simply in an online format. A CV is what you have to submit before you have any chance at anything. I'm going to say this to you. Do not be so valuable but remain hidden. Don't be the hidden treasure of the world. Use what you have to get what you want. And on that note, I say thank you, and hopefully I see you on the GOP program, where your life is going to be transformed because you are going to be achieving your goal of attracting global opportunities. I hope you have learned something from this training.